Welcome to Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? This is your go-to source for practical advice and support when considering if a divorce is the right answer for you. Join us each weekday for a quick chat where we'll uncover a variety of topics such as child custody, property division, and self-care. Together, we'll explore the emotional, financial, and legal aspects of divorce and help you find the best path forward for you and your family. Here is your host and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst Professional, Mike Fulkerson.
Hi, and welcome back to Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? The podcast where we untangle the complexities of relationships and divorce. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today, I'd like to dive into a question that often surfaces during divorce proceedings. Does infidelity impact the financial outcome? Can you get more money in a divorce if your spouse cheats, in other words? It's a question that involves both legal and emotional dimensions. So let's explore this together. First, let's clarify the legal perspective. In many jurisdictions, divorce laws are designed to be no fault, meaning that the reasons behind the divorce, including infidelity, may not directly impact the division of assets. Courts typically focus on equitable distribution, ensuring a fair split of marital property regardless of the reasons for the divorce. However, it's essential to acknowledge the emotional impact of infidelity. Discovering that a spouse has cheated can be devastating, and it may fuel a desire for retribution or compensation. While the legal system may not directly account for infidelity, the emotional toll it takes on both parties can influence negotiations and settlement discussions. When considering divorce, financial transparency is critical. Whether infidelity is a factor or not, understanding the full extent of your marital assets is vital for a fair settlement. This involves gathering financial documents, understanding joint and individual assets, and working with professionals like financial advisors or forensic accountants to ensure nothing is hidden. Many couples enter into prenuptial agreements to outline how assets should be divided in the event of a divorce. If infidelity is a concern for you, it's worth exploring these legal documents with your partner before tying the knot. Prenups can establish clear guidelines for financial matters, potentially addressing concerns related to infidelity. If you're seeking a more favorable financial outcome due to infidelity, it's important to discuss your situation with a family law attorney or divorce attorney. They can provide guidance on the specific laws in your jurisdiction and help you navigate the legal landscape. While infidelity may not directly impact asset division, there may be other factors, such as dissipation of marital assets, that could be considered. As you navigate the legal aspects, it's equally important to prioritize your emotional well-being. Divorce is a challenging process, and addressing the emotional fallout of infidelity is essential. Consider seeking support from a therapist, counselor, or support groups to help you cope with the emotional aspect of divorce. In conclusion, the impact of infidelity on the financial outcome of a divorce can vary. While the legal system may not explicitly grant money or more money based on infidelity, the emotional toll it takes is undeniable. Focus on financial transparency, seek legal advice, and prioritize your emotional healing. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? Should you have any questions on today's topic or any other financial issues, my information can be found in the podcast description. Feel free to call or email. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. Have a good day. Hi, and welcome back to Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? The podcast where we navigate the intricate paths of relationships and divorce. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today's topic is a sensitive one. how to ease the moving out process for kids when one parent leaves during the divorce. It's a challenging time for families, and finding ways to support children through this transition is pretty important. Now, first, let's start with open communication. It's really key to have great communication. Sit down with your children and, in an age appropriate manner, explain the situation. Reassure them that both parents love them. This decision is not their fault. Encourage them to express their feelings, ask questions, and provide reassurance that their emotions are valid. Children thrive on routine and stability. When one parent is moving out, strive to maintain as much consistency as possible. Keep familiar schedules for meals, bedtime, and other daily activities. This stability can provide a sense of security during a time of significant change. If possible, work together with your ex-spouse to create comforting spaces in both homes. Familiar items such as their favorite toys, bedding, or decorations can make the new environment feel more like home. This consistency between the homes can be particularly reassuring for children. Involve your children in the moving process if appropriate. Allow them to have a say in how their new space is arranged. Giving them some control can empower them and help them adjust to the changes. If possible, let them help pack and unpack their belongings. Being consistent in parenting styles between households is crucial. Work with your ex-spouse to establish common ground rules, discipline, and expectations. This consistency will help children understand what is expected of them, regardless of which parent they are with. Once again, providing a sense of stability. Communication between parents is vital during this process. Keep each other informed about any significant events or changes in the child's life. Having a united front, even if you're no longer together, helps maintain a sense of co-parenting and ensures that your child feels supported from both sides. Consider seeking professional support for your child, such as a therapist or counselor, to help them navigate their emotions during this difficult time. Professional guidance can provide a safe space for them to express their feelings and develop coping mechanisms. As we wrap up today's episode, it's clear that easing the moving out process for kids during a divorce requires a thoughtful and considerate approach. Open communication, maintaining routine, creating comforting spaces, involving children in the process when appropriate, facilitating communication between parents, and seeking professional support can all be essential steps. I'd like to thank you for joining us today on Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? Should you have any questions on today's topic or other financial planning issues, feel free to contact me. My information's in the description. Shoot me an email, give me a call. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. Take care. Welcome to another episode of Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? The podcast where we help you navigate the complexities of relationships and divorce. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today I'd like to explore a topic that often accompanies the decision to end a marriage: finding hidden assets during the divorce proceedings. It's a critical and often challenging aspect of the process that can significantly impact the outcome. So find yourself a cup of coffee, a comfortable spot to sit in, and let's take a look at things. Now, before we jump into the nitty-gritty of uncovering hidden assets, it's important to acknowledge the emotional toll that a divorce can take. Deciding to break ties is never easy, and it's essential to approach the situation with a clear mind and a focus on practicality. Divorce is a legal process, and understanding the financial landscape is a very important part for a fair resolution. So why is uncovering hidden assets so vital? Well, divorce settlements are based on the principle of equitable distribution, ensuring that both parties receive a fair share of the marital assets. Hidden assets, whether intentional or not, can skew this balance and result in an unfair outcome for one party. Now, let's talk about the practical steps to find those elusive hidden assets. The first and most critical step is to gather all relevant financial documents. This includes bank statements, tax returns, investment portfolios, and any other records that provide insight into your marital finances. This foundation will be crucial as you begin the process of asset discovery. In many cases, uncovering hidden assets is a complex task that requires the expertise of professionals. Hiring a forensic accountant or private investigator specializing in financial matters can be a game changer. These professionals have the skills and resources to trace funds, identify hidden accounts, and provide a comprehensive financial picture. In the digital age, technology can be a powerful ally in the quest to find hidden assets. Digital forensics can uncover electronic trails revealing hidden accounts or other financial transactions that might have been overlooked. It's a rapidly evolving field, and staying informed about the latest tools and techniques is essential. Navigating the legal landscape is a crucial part of the process of finding hidden assets. You're going to want to consult with a knowledgeable family law attorney or a divorce attorney who can guide you through the legal avenues available. Subpoenas, depositions, and other legal tools can be employed to compel the disclosure of information that might be intentionally concealed. As you embark on the journey of uncovering hidden assets, it's important to prioritize your own financial well-being. Open communication with your legal team, maintaining meticulous record of all communications, and being prepared for potential challenges are essential steps in protecting your interests. So there you have it, a brief summary of the challenging but critical task of finding hidden assets when facing divorce. Remember, knowledge is power, and being well informed about your financial situation is key to achieving a fair and equitable resolution. Thank you for joining me on Breaking Ties. Is divorce the answer? Should you have any questions on today's topic or financial planning issues that I can assist with, my information is in the podcast description. Feel free to call or email. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. As always, take care of yourselves and be kind to yourself. Hello, and welcome back to Breaking Ties. Is divorce the answer? The podcast where we tackle the tough questions surrounding relationships and divorce. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today's topic is one that weighs heavily on the minds of parents going through a divorce. How far can you live from your minor children? It's a question that involves legal considerations, emotional impact, and the well-being of everyone involved. So let's start with the legal perspective. The distance you can live from your minor children during and after divorce is often determined by court decisions. The court's primary concern is the best interest of the child. Factors such as the child's age, the relationship with each parent, and the existing parenting plan all come into play. If you already have a parenting plan in place, it's critical to review it carefully. Many parenting plans include provisions about geographical proximity of the parents. Some plans may specify a certain radius within which both parents must reside to facilitate shared custody. Deviating from this plan may require court approval. Also, it's important to note that for whatever reason, a parent really can live as far away as they want from their minor children. They don't actually have to live close by. And while that may not be yours or my preference, it is still an option that you can't overlook. Communication and cooperation with your co-parent are key factors in determining how far you can live from your children. If you're considering a move, open and honest communication with your ex-spouse is essential. Trying to work out an agreement that's in the best interest of the children can often avoid legal battles and unnecessary stress. In some cases, one parent intends to move a significant distance away. It may be considered a relocation case. These cases can be complex and typically require court approval. The parent seeking to move must demonstrate to the court that the move is in the best interests of the child, and provisions for maintaining a relationship with the non-moving parent are crucial. Before making any decisions about relocating, it's wise to consider mediation. A neutral third party can help facilitate communication between parents and potentially find a solution that works for everyone. Seeking legal advice is also important, as an attorney can provide insight into specific laws in your jurisdiction and advise on the best course of action. An attorney who has handled cases similar to yours would actually provide very good insight and advice for you. Beyond the legal aspects, it's important to recognize the emotional impact of living a significant distance from your children. Maintaining a strong emotional connection is vital for both you and your children. Explore ways to stay involved in their lives, whether through regular communication, visitation, or other means that help nurture your relationship. As we wrap up today's episode, it's clear the question of how far you can live from your minor children during and after a divorce is multifaceted. Legal considerations, existing parenting plans, communication, and emotional well-being all play important roles in finding the right balance. Remember, you're not alone on this journey, and seeking professional advice can provide clarity in navigating these challenging decisions. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties. Is Divorce the Answer? Should you have any questions on today's topic or other financial planning issues, my contact information is in the podcast. Feel free to give me a call or send me an email. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. See you next time. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Breaking Ties. Is Divorce the Answer? The podcast where we explore the intricate details of relationships and divorce. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today we're going to tackle a question that often weighs heavily on those considering a divorce. How long does the divorce process take? It's a question with no one-size-fits-all answer, but we're going to look into some factors that can influence the timeline. First, it's critical to understand the distinction between uncontested and contested divorces. An uncontested divorce, where both parties agree on major issues like property division, child custody, and support, tend to be quicker. On the other hand, contested divorces involving disputes that need court resolution can significantly lengthen the process. The legal requirements and waiting periods mandated by your jurisdiction play a significant role in determining the divorce timeline. Some regions have mandatory waiting periods, allowing couples time for reflection before finalizing the divorce. Familiarize yourself with your local laws to understand any mandatory waiting periods that may apply. Now, the complexity of your financial situation and the number of assets involved can also impact the duration of the divorce process. Untangling joint finances, property, and investments can be time-consuming. If your financial affairs are intricate, it's advisable to seek professional guidance to streamline the process and ensure a fair decision. For couples with children, the intricacies of child custody and support can extend the divorce timeline. Courts prioritize the best interests of the child, and reaching comprehensive agreement on custody arrangements may take time. Patience and open communication with your ex-spouse are critical during these negotiations. Speaking of communication, the willingness of both parties to cooperate and negotiate can influence the divorce timeline. A collaborative approach often expedites the process, while adversarial relationships and disputes may lead to prolonged legal battles. Open communication and a commitment to finding common ground can make a substantial difference. Consider exploring alternative dispute resolution methods such as mediation or collaborative divorce. These approaches can be more time efficient and cost effective compared to traditional litigation. They involve neutral third parties who help facilitate agreements between spouses, reducing the need for lengthy court proceedings. Lastly, the personal readiness of both parties to move forward with the divorce plays a role. Emotional readiness, the ability to let go of resentments, and a commitment to resolving issues amicably can contribute to a smoother and faster process. As we conclude today's episode, it's essential to recognize that the duration of the divorce process is influenced by a myriad of factors. Uncontested or contested, legal requirements, financial complexity, child custody matters, communication, and alternative dispute resolution methods all play a part. If you're considering a divorce, take time to educate yourself on your specific laws in your jurisdiction and seek a divorce attorney if necessary. Remember, every divorce is unique and there is no one-size-fits-all answer. Thank you for joining me on Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? Should you have any questions on this topic or other financial planning issues, please look up my contact information in the description and send me an email or give me a call. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. All the best.
We want to thank you for listening to this episode of Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? With Mike Fulkerson. For questions, please reach out to Mike via email in the description or give him a shout at 630-444-1410. And remember to subscribe, like, and follow.